Everyone wants their own OpenClaw AI assistant running 24/7, doing the grunt work and other boring tasks that take up the majority of our time. But most people have no idea that doing so opens the door to some significant security risks. I'm a security analyst, and this is a full tutorial on how you can actually set up OpenClaw safely and securely with just a few easy steps. Alright, so let's start off with what exactly is OpenClaw, since you've probably heard about it a lot in the past few months. OpenClaw is essentially a personal AI agent that runs on your own infrastructure. Think of it like having your own virtual assistant, but instead it's AI, and it can do a lot. I've seen people use it to manage their email inbox, to get them a daily recap of news sent to them every day at 8 a.m., to schedule meetings or even respond on their behalf. It's a full-on virtual AI assistant. Not to mention that it also plugs into WhatsApp, Telegram, Slack, Discord, etc. Basically any platform that you communicate, any place that you do business, because oftentimes it can also act on behalf of yourself, which is exactly why we need to talk about the security behind it all before you spin up your own OpenClaw instance. Because here's the thing, when one tool touches everything, there's a much higher security risk. Now, when I look at how beginners are deploying these agents, there are 3 mistakes I see over and over, and none of them are crazy advanced. So mistake number 1, having your API keys sit in plain config files. Essentially think of this as if you were storing your password in plain text on a file somewhere on your computer that someone could find. This is basically that version of it, but for AI agents. So you never want to store your API key in plain text anywhere that could potentially be accessible. And how this typically ends up happening is you paste your keys into a config file to get things working, and then you forget that they're there. And then maybe in a few weeks or a month later, you push that repo to GitHub, or you send a screenshot to a friend. Or maybe your device is being backed up into a cloud where other people potentially have access to it. There's so many different ways that secrets like this can get leaked, so your best bet is to prevent that from happening right in the first place. Just remember that all your keys belong in a secret manager somewhere or as an environment variable. Mistake number 2 is all of those open ports. So yes, your agent needs to be able to access the internet to do what it needs to do, but the rest of the internet does not necessarily need access to communicate to it directly through all the different ports that are open by default on a lot of different devices. For most of the beginner setups that I've seen online, many of them leave out port management because it's oftentimes something that you don't really think about if you don't work in IT or cybersecurity. So 2 of the easiest ways to do this is by either using a firewall or restricting access to the IPs that it actually needs. And finally, mistake number 3 is not changing any default credentials. I cannot tell you how many self-hosted tools get breached because the default admin password is still the login. So change any default passwords the moment you start setting up, and wherever possible, make sure you're setting up multi-factor authentication before you connect all of your different accounts and platforms. Okay, so now that you know the top 3 mistakes that beginners make when setting up OpenClaw, let's start off with a very quick threat model before we start deploying. And I know threat modeling sounds like very corporate security jargon, but I promise it is important and relevant so you know exactly what kind of potential risks or threats may impact your AI agent. And remember, it's always best to think about security first rather than after something bad happens. Okay, so first, here are some initial questions to ask yourself specifically around the data that your agent is going to touch. Things like, what is this agent going to have access to? Will it be read-only access or read and write access? Which means they can also reply on your behalf. What is the context of the messages that they'll have access to? Whether it be personal DMs or emails or potentially financial information, meeting notes or calendar invites, maybe your Google Docs. I do recommend being very specific with yourself so you know exactly what kind of sensitive data your agent might have access to. For example, an AI agent that is going to act as a moderator for a Discord server compared to an AI agent that is reviewing your financial information, those are 2 very different levels of information sensitivity. Okay, so once you figured that out, the second thing you want to think about is where this agent is going to live. And you basically have 3 options here. Number 1 is your local machine. Number 2 is a self-hosted VPS, which we'll touch on in a little bit. And number 3 is a managed hosting service. So we'll get into the trade-offs between these 3 options in a bit, but it is a decision that you have to make before you get started. Alright, so now let's talk about where to actually put this thing. I want to walk through each of these 3 deployment options because there isn't a universal right answer for everyone. Okay, so option number 1, you can locally install it on your own machine. This is basically the maximum control setup. The agent is going to live on your laptop or your home server, your data never leaves your network, and you basically get to decide everything about how it runs. From a pure security control standpoint, this is the most private option that you have. But there's always trade-offs, and for this one is going to be uptime. If your laptop sleeps, if you shut it down, if your power goes out, if your internet drops, your agent can basically only work while the laptop, the server, or whatever device that it's living on is still running. And that also means that you handle the maintenance, the upgrades, the patching all by yourself. Now, if you're someone who loves tinkering and loves this kind of stuff, then I do highly recommend this option for you. But I will say that it's also the most hands-on option on the list. And of course, if you want something that's always on, then this can be a little bit difficult. So let's go on to option number 2, which is using a self-managed VPS. Basically renting a virtual server, you install OpenClaw on it, and your agent lives on the cloud, which also means that it's always going to be online. Most of the time, considering that most cloud providers nowadays have a 99.99 something percent uptime. You also have full control over the configurations. You also decide where your data lives, specifically where country. But here's the thing when it comes to using a VPS for beginners. You patch the operating systems when the CVEs drop. You make sure you're configuring the firewall correctly. You set up the automated backups and test that they're actually happening. You also have to monitor for any suspicious logins or any suspicious activity in general. And all these things can impact the security of your OpenClaw agent. And this is where option number 3 comes in, which is managed hosting. This is essentially using a service that provides the infrastructure side for you. The provider takes care of firewalling, patching, backups, monitoring, basically everything in the back end, so you don't have to worry about it. It's essentially a secure by default configuration right out of the box, which is personally why I recommend it to beginners, and it is an option that I'm personally using for myself as well. This is purely because it makes it a whole lot easier to set up securely, so you can just focus on actually using your OpenClaw agent, knowing that the security and the infrastructure side is already covered. And personally, that is another reason why I recommend managed hosting for most people who are starting out. The whole point of having an AI agent is to use it to help you get more stuff done. But if you end up spending your weekends reading different CVEs, that basically adds another thing to your to-do list. Alright, so now that we've covered all the security stuff, let's actually start setting this up. So after reviewing all 3 deployment paths from a security standpoint, the one I keep recommending to everyone is using managed OpenClaw on Hostinger. I've tried almost every other way of hosting OpenClaw, and this is the easiest one to set up securely. I'm heading to hostinger.com/Sandra10, which is also the custom link I'll drop in the description, and this is a landing page you'll see. So you've got 2 real options here, Managed OpenClaw and OpenClaw on VPS. For this video, I'm going with Managed OpenClaw because I want to show you the most secure default path. I'm going to select the 24-month plan because it is significantly more affordable long-term compared to monthly billing, and it is about $5.99 a month, which is really, really good for an OpenClaw instance. And if you're building a real automation, you're not turning this off in 3 months. So clicking Get OpenClaw, the application is automatically pre-selected for me. I'm adding it into my cart, and right here at checkout, I'm going to apply my coupon code Sandra10, which you'll also find in the description for 10% off. And once the purchase goes through, a configuration screen pops up automatically, and this is where you set your environment variables. From a security perspective, this is the single most important screen in the setup process, and we'll come back to hardening these in a second. Next, you configure your AI provider. You have 2 clean paths. You can choose Hostinger's built-in AI credits, which is what I'm doing because they have pre-connected everything for you. There's no signing up for any extra services. There's no juggling API keys across providers. You just add your credits and your AI assistant has everything it needs to start working immediately. Or you can also plug in your own externally generated API keys if you already have one that you trust. The same logic applies to web scraping. Normally, you'd have to manually wire up a Brave search API key so your agent can pull real-time web data, but Hostinger has that integration built in. So your agent is useful the second it is deployed with no extra setup. Then you can pick your communication channel. With Managed OpenClaw, you can connect Telegram and WhatsApp directly from each panel, which is huge because you're not digging through the OpenClaw UI to wire those up. You also get a browser-based terminal for the OpenClaw CLI to install any skills and manage agents, and dedicated agentic email inboxes so your agent can handle outreach and notifications in a controlled environment that stays completely separate from your personal accounts. That last one is a security win on its own. And now I'm hitting launch and we are live. Based on my experience setting up OpenClaw, that was probably a record time because Hostinger makes it so easy. And here I'm running a quick test prompt to confirm everything is connected. And look at that, my agent responds in Telegram instantly. If you want to launch your own AI agents with 0 setup stress and save money, use my link hostinger.com/Sandra10 and apply code Sandra10 in the description for an exclusive 10% off the OpenClaw plan to get your personal AI agent for just $5.99 a month. Thank you to Hostinger for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now, getting your instance running is half the battle. The part that nobody on YouTube actually walks you through is securing it so it doesn't become a liability. Let's get into that. Alright, so this is going to be your OpenClaw hardening checklist. These are essentially going to be your security rules for OpenClaw that you'll be following to make sure that all of your security hygiene is covered. And some of these we've already covered during the setup. Things like locking down environment variables, never committing your secrets to a repo, rotating your API keys every 90 days, setting least privileged scopes wherever you can, whitelisting user IDs on Telegram, on Slack, disabling any channels that you're not using, enabling rate limits, even blocking your agent from sending out emails on your behalf in the beginning, especially if it has potentially access to sensitive emails or work emails. Make sure that you're also sandboxing every new skill that it learns or every new tool that it uses before installing it live, reviewing every OAuth permission, monitoring logs for any failed authentication attempts, setting alerts for any unusual activity. If you're a security analyst or an SOC analyst, you know exactly what I'm talking about with this. But setting up alerts is one of your best friends when it comes to securing your AI agent, making sure that your backups are happening and they're happening securely, and potentially even setting up a kill switch if you need it. I'm sure you guys have heard the horror stories when it comes to setting up an AI agent gone wrong, so I'm not going to get too into that in today's video. But as someone who comes from a cybersecurity background, the main goal here is to use AI as securely and effectively as possible. And following this hardening checklist is going to be very helpful for when you're just starting out. All right, so now that we've gotten securely set up, how can you actually use this OpenClaw agent to make your life easier? Here are some example prompts that I recommend to run first. I've separated these into security workflows, productivity workflows, and some combos for any power users out there. In terms of security, I'd recommend setting up a workflow that summarizes today's CISA advisories, which are essentially base security alerts. Another one is checking if your domain appears in any recent breaches, using it to analyze suspicious URLs, drafting any security documentation or playbooks, or alerting you based on various different factors. Alright, so that is it for this full tutorial on how to set up your OpenClaw AI agent securely. Just to recap, we've gone through the 3 biggest mistakes that beginners make when setting up OpenClaw, threat modeling before you spin up OpenClaw, the actual full setup itself, and honestly how easy it is depending on which deployment option that you go with, and the hardening configurations to keep your AI agent secure. And don't forget, if you want to launch your own AI agent with zero setup stress and save money, you can use my link hostinger.com/Sandra10 and use code Sandra10 for an exclusive 10% off the OpenClaw plan to get your personal AI agent for just $5.99 a month. I'll have everything linked in my description. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!